right. Hello, everyone. This is Jessica from ECS here. I'm so happy all of you could join us today for our webinar that we are going to be hosting. And we want to thank Kelly Molosky from Riverhead for bringing this idea to us and being able to, give us something to do on our days from working from home. So thank you everyone for joining us. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Kelly now to go ahead and give her presentation. We do ask that you guys kindly keep yourselves on mute as Kelly goes through her presentation today. There will be time for questioning or comments at the end if you do have any of those, as well as the chat function. If you wanted to pop your questions in there so you don't forget, you can always use that as well. But with that, go ahead, Kelly, and take it away.
All right, hi everyone. So if you go to the top of your control bar and you go to more and you go to chat, you can open a group chat and then you can use that for questions as I go about. Does anyone want to just pull it up and just write yes if they can hear me right now? I just want to make sure everyone can hear me clearly. Okay. Hi, Shannon. Okay, great. Thanks, Sean. All right, so welcome everyone. I hope everyone is having a healthy and safe day. Today I'm going to do a presentation called The 6 R's of Participation, a Framework for Success. So the Riverhead Community Coalition for Safe and Drug-Free Youth was established in 2006 by Riverhead CAP. I'm the coalition coordinator for the Riverhead Community Coalition, and I'm also a community prevention specialist for Riverhead Community Awareness Program. Riverhead CAP is a nonprofit organization and has been the major provider of drug and alcohol services in Riverhead Central School District for over 30 years now. We serve the communities that comprise the Riverhead Central School District on Long Island in Suffolk County, New York, and we have a population of about 41,500 people, and our service area spans about 90 square miles. Our coalition has worked really hard over the years, and as a result, we are the only coalition in the nation that has won the Got Outcomes Coalition of Excellence Award 3 consecutive years. This past year, we won the 2019 Coalition of the Year, which is the highest possible award given by CADCA. So if I cough throughout this, don't be alarmed. I have allergies today. All right, so although our coalition is always looking for ways to improve so that we can prevent and reduce substance use and engage our members, over the year we have had a lot of success with gaining capacity among our adult and youth members. We all know that the key to successful coalitions and sustainable community changes, especially for coalition staff, that it depends on member-driven participation and leadership. But sometimes it's not always easy to transform from a staff member coalition to a member-driven coalition. It takes a lot of consistency and persistence, and it doesn't happen over the course of a day or a week. It's over the course of years. So today I'm going to share some examples of activities that we've done with our members to engage them and how you can gain this type of engagement in your coalition and possibly harness your members' strengths, skills, and talents to make the leap from a staff-driven coalition to a sustainable member-driven coalition. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to, okay, there we go. All right, so a few years ago when I was preparing a presentation for CADCA, I came across a book called Coalitions and Partnerships in Community Health. And within this book, they talk about the 6 R's of participation. And basically what the 6 R's mean is this is how you can continue to participate within a group and really engage your members long term. So there's six different R's. The first one is recognition. People want to be recognized for their leadership. We all want to be known, initially by the members of our own group and then by others for our contributions to better quality of life. Respect. Everyone wants respect. By joining in community activities, we seek the respect of our peers. People often find that their values, culture, or traditions are not respected in the workplace or community, so we seek recognition and respect for ourselves and our values by joining community organizations and coalitions. role. We all like to feel needed. We want to belong to a group in which our unique contribution is appreciated. Groups must find a role for everyone in which if they want to expect that member to maintain membership within their group. And relationships, so relationships is key. I'm going to talk about relationships a lot today, and I really feel like this is one of the most important 6 R's of participation. Organizations are a network of relationships. Organizations drive us into a wider context of community relationships that encourage accountability, mutual support, and responsibility. Rewards, so coalition members, we keep members and attract new ones when the rewards of membership outweigh the costs. Not everyone is looking for the same rewards when it comes to coalition membership, but I'm going to talk about some of the rewards that we give our members today. Excuse me. And last but not least, results. Nothing works like results. Let's be real, people want to be part of a winning team. An organization that cannot deliver the goods will not continue to attract people and resources. All right. So I'm going to go through this presentation, and I'm going to give you guys a few different examples of stuff that we've done in our coalition to engage our members. And the first activity that I'm going to talk about is our coalition attribute skill activity. And this is a great activity to really build skills among your members. So we did this activity during a few coalition meetings, and basically how the activity works is that, excuse me, is that we had different members. Sorry, hold on one second. My Wi-Fi is, okay, there we go. So we had different members write down different skills that they possess that either have to do with the coalition or doesn't, just different types of skills like planning and organizing, or if you like to run, or if you like math, and we categorized them into different categories. So the different categories were creativity and specialty, communication, social planning and organizing, analyzing, research and evaluation, and professional and technical. And then we had our coalition members put them up on a board in the different categories. And then we comprised these different skills and attributes into an Excel sheet, and we showed our members how they fit into coalition work. So we put all of our coalition members' names, their sectors, the different skill that they wrote, and how this skill fits into coalition work. So for example, we have my coworker, Cynthia. She's part of the parent sector. One of her skills was event planning, and then we showed how these skills fit into the pre-prom, the meet and greet subcommittees. We have our healthcare representative, and we showed how his skills can fit into our evaluation committee. And then we had one of our coalition members who wrote that she really liked to create infographics, and she likes to create other projects such as that. So we had her create an infographic that showed how our members can use these skills to fit into coalition work. So it really helped to develop skills among our members, and then show them, and to get to know each other, and then to show them how that fits in the coalition work. So another way that we build relationships among our members through Member of the Month. So this is a really great initiative that we do every month that has the ability to go a long way and to fit all the different R's of participation. So each month we highlight a member and we take a professional photo of them. We have them submit a bio. We have them submit interview questions. And within the interview questions, we ask them what their favorite coalition activity is, why they got involved in the coalition, what their 3 adjectives are, what's on their bucket list, and what else they like to do besides coalition work. And this is a great way to recognize your members for their work. We put the Member of the Month on our website. We put it on our Facebook page. Our members share it with their friends, family, and colleagues. So we're recognizing them for their work. We're building relationships with the member, and we're also strengthening relationships within our coalition. We're respecting them by showing, hey, we see what you're doing and we recognize it, and we think it's a great contribution to our coalition. We're helping them to formalize their role. So they're talking about their role in the coalition. We're helping them to formulate their ideas as to what they do in the coalition and how that plays a key role in our success. And then we're also educating our other members and community members about this role. And also we're able to communicate results that align with their work. For example, we recognize Chief Hagermiller for his work, and within his Member of the Month article, we talked about how we've collected over 7,000 pounds of medication through our medication drop box and through our medication take back initiatives. So you can always use this article to hit all 6 R's of participation. We talk about it during our meetings, and we highlight our members, and everyone claps, and their family members love it. And I just think it's a really small initiative that can go such a long way. So we do our Member of the Month every month, but then we also keep our Member of the Month articles so that we can continue highlighting those members. At the end of every year, we do our annual Holiday and Jeopardy tournament, and this is a great way to engage your members as well and to celebrate outcomes. And we had one category this year. Felicia works really hard to develop the categories for Member of the Month and for the whole Jeopardy game. And we had Mamma Mia was the category, and it was all different member of the Month people for that year. So March's mom is an avid gardener, book enthusiast, home cook, and enjoys visiting national parks. So then the members had to guess who that was. And it was our youth serving sector representative, Liz Keller. So again, the Member of the Month is a great way to also target unrepresented groups. We had our parent sector representative highlighted last September, and we tied into our life skills training program to try and gain more members. So, you know, it really just helps to continue promoting our members and to increase membership. All right, so next I'm going to talk about roles. So formalizing member expectations is very important within your coalition. A few years ago, we actually didn't have coalition bylaws, and to be honest, we were a little nervous about creating coalition bylaws because we were worried that formalizing expectations may scare away members. So we decided a few years ago that we wanted to create these bylaws. So we created a committee of active members that helped us to develop these bylaws, and then we had our active members vote on the bylaws and approve them. And we found that by creating these bylaws, that we actually strengthened our coalition by creating formalized expectations. The bylaws are also great because they also give the active members talking points. So now there is a written formalized expectation as to what active members are. So this gives our active members talking points when we're trying to recruit new members. You know, they can say, in order to be an active member of the Riverhead Community Coalition, you only have to attend 50% of our coalition meetings or send a representative from your community. You just have to participate in one coalition activity. It's a great group to be part of. So it gives them further talking points to engage more members. All right, respecting members' views. So this is really, really important. If members don't feel like their views and their ideas are being heard and respected, then you're not going to engage members as well. So we do this in a variety of ways. One issue that we ran into a few years ago was that in New York State, medical marijuana was legalized, and we found that a medical marijuana dispensary decided that they wanted to come to our town, and they wanted to come about a half mile from our school district. So we were able to successfully relocate this medical marijuana dispensary, but we found that when we went through those initiatives, we weren't really doing it as a coalition. That was more when we were kind of staff-based. So we decided to take a step back because we felt that there was a lot of different opinions and, you know, information going on regarding marijuana use. So we decided to do a consensus building activity with our members, and we actually did this with the help of our evaluator. So if you're a client through Epiphany, then you can contact them and see if Kelly or Deacon will do this activity with you as well. And it was a great activity to do through a series of meetings. And basically how it worked was we started with a bunch of general statements, like they would work in groups and they would say, chocolate ice cream is the best ice cream. So within that group, they would have to figure out a way to change that sentence so that everyone agree with it. Or chocolate ice cream is the best dessert. So if they didn't all agree with that, they would have to say ice cream is a good dessert or something like that. And then we got into substance abuse topics like marijuana, and we came up with a consensus among our coalition that it is always unsafe, unhealthy for youth to use marijuana. And from that, we developed a position paper, which our active members voted on, and now we have a consensus among our members about our view and position as a coalition on marijuana use. Other ways that you can respect your members' views are through voting rights. We translate all materials for our coalition for our students. We actually had an active member who just unfortunately moved away, but he would help us to translate all of our materials so that we were respecting and representing all members of our community. We also do coalition member surveys. So I do these several times a year. And last year I did a survey among our coalition members where I asked them about training. I asked them, are they interested in a training during a coalition meeting? What type of training are they interested in? So they kind of told me that they were interested in trainings, and then they picked the topics for us to do trainings on. And as a result, we were able to do 2 new trainings during coalition meetings last year. And this helps to strengthen roles in your coalition because you're also increasing their knowledge and skills about certain topics. So last year we did 2 trainings on current and emerging drug trends, thanks to our National Guard. And then we also did a vaping presentation with the Suffolk County Department of Health to educate our members about vaping, because we all know that stuff with vaping is currently changing and we wanted to keep them up to date on everything. Another way that you can respect members' views is by forming committees. A few years ago, we formed our evaluation committee, and for the first time, our coalition members actually played a role in developing and approving the action plan, where in the past, coalition staff were the only people that were developing the action plan. So now they have more of an investment in the action plan. They're aware of what's in the action plan, so they're going to be more invested when we have to work on it, or if there's certain areas of the action plan that aren't getting done and we need to get them completed, or if we want to decide that it's not fitting in with our logic model anymore, or whatever it may be. It's not just you as a coalition staff member figuring that out. All right, so youth capacity. So youth capacity could really be a presentation within itself. My co-coordinator of the Youth Coalition and we've done a lot of work to gain youth coalition capacity over the past few years. Our youth coalition is called the Riverhead Youth Coalition, and they were established in 2015. Cynthia and I have done a lot of work with this coalition, and from 2015 we had 0 members, and we were able to grow to 55 members 5 years later. We had 38 middle school members and 17 high school members, and they're an amazing group of kids. We actually recruit them at the end of 6th grade after students have gone through our life skills training program at Pulaski Street School, so they're already engaged in our organization's mission. They're aware of what we do. So then we have the Youth Coalition go into the 6th grade classes to do a presentation about the Youth Coalition and to recruit new students. Our Youth Coalition meets at night, typically around 7 p.m. at a community center in our town. So we engage our Youth Coalition in a variety of ways. As our Youth Coalition members get older, they have stronger roles. At first, they start out with simple things like sticker shock, public service announcements, Samantha Skunk, and we have our older high school members train our middle school members how to deliver these projects, how to write your own PSA, what to do when you get to the radio station and you're recording the PSA. Our older members also develop their own presentations, they develop their own trainings. They help facilitate some parts of the coalition meeting by reporting out on different topics. For the first time this year in January, they actually created their own fundraiser so that they could raise money for fun stuff and for food during their youth coalition meetings. So, it's really, really important to, coalition work is really important, but in order to strengthen relationships, sometimes you need to take a step back. Cynthia and I, for months, we do icebreakers and getting to know you activities with the students so that we can get to know them, so that we know all their names, but also so that they are comfortable with each other and that they know their names, or at least one fun fact about them, because we find when we strengthen relationships within the Youth Coalition that they are more comfortable working with each other, which ultimately benefits our entire coalition in the end. We do Coalition Jeopardy with them. We do Secret Santa at the end of the year. So we have a lot of fun. We always invite them when we receive an award to get, the proclamations or awards at the country fair, like we won in October. They play a really big role in our medication take-back events. And another strategy to really build relationships with your youth coalition is to maintain strong contact with their parents. We are always emailing their parents. Their parents are invited to the new member orientations. The students get community service hours for the events, which we communicate with parents. We send emails to parents where we discuss recognition and results that the coalition has been a part of. The parents are always invited to our meet and greet, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. So our meet and greet event is really our top initiative where we promote cross-sector collaboration. So our meet and greet event, which unfortunately had to be canceled this year, which I'm really sad about, is a great event that we do every year. We do at the Riverhead Firehouse. This year it was supposed to be set for April 16th, and we usually have over 115 community members who attend. And there's two goals for the meet and greet. So the first goal is to increase community collaboration, and the second goal is to increase capacity among our members. So if you've been to an ECS retreat, I think last year Felicia and I did a presentation about this, so you may already know a little bit about our meet and greet, but I'll give a little synopsis of what it entails. So the first 45 minutes of the meet and greet are networking and tables. So we have a meet and greet planning committee, and it is comprised of youth and adults, and our youth and adult members develop their own tables, and the tables all have different goals. So one goal of the table is to increase knowledge of coalition initiatives. And we had two of our adult members come up with this amazing idea this year for a table where they educate the attendees about our coalition initiatives, have them listen to PSAs, look at pictures about stuff that we've done, and the youth, we're going to communicate how those initiatives have been successful over the past year. Another goal for our table is to help the community members understand how their sector plays a role in coalition work. So, a lot of times we find that people want to be involved, but they don't really understand how their sector plays a role within the coalition. So we have some of our adult and youth coalition members have a table with the different sectors, and they tie string to each of the sectors. It's there in the top left, that's the sector board. And then they just communicate with the coalition, with the community members, how their sectors can help us, and then we give them a card that gives them more information about that. And we also collect data in our meet and greet. So we have an interview station which our youth run, and we collect data from community members to see how much they know about substance use and just other, their perception or their peer perception and stuff like that. And then we have a presentation, and our youth coalition, our high school members, and some of our seasoned 8th graders prepare a presentation to educate community members about what we've done in the past year. And we always have a call to action, new meeting space, a particular sector that's unrepresented. And another cool thing about our meet and greet that we do is that all of our active youth and adult members have an Ask Me About tag. So our coalition members sign up for something they feel comfortable about, something that they feel comfortable saying 2 to 3 sentences about if a community member asks them about them. So you can see in some of the pictures, some of the Ask Me About tags, it's that yellow sheet under their name tag. And so, for example, I think mine was asking about CADCA presentations. So people would ask me about CADCA presentations, and I would just have to explain it to them. So that's another great way to increase roles within your coalition, because you're helping your members develop talking points about something that they've done and that they feel comfortable talking about. All of the sectors of the coalition are involved in our meet and greet event, which is another great reason to do an event such as this. And again, so we really pull from that sticky note activity that I was talking about before. So if you like event planning, the committee, the meet and greet committee is great for you. If you like creating things, you can be the lead planner for a table. If you like data, then you can help lead our data collection table. We provide members with meaningful tasks. If you have a member that likes to mingle, we have minglers who go around just talking. They have their elevator speech prepared, and they talk to the community members about the coalition and why they should get involved. All right, so I'm just going to briefly talk about our medication take-back events, because I feel like this is an event that many coalitions do, and that we've successfully been able to make this a cross-sector collaboration effort. So we do about 5 medication take-backs a year. We do 2 during DEA National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, and then we do those at our hospital at Peconic Bay Medical Center. We do 2 take-back days at the Stop Throwing Out Pollutants Day in collaboration with the town of Riverhead. And then we do 1 medication road trip each year. And this is a great way to engage an unrepresented group, seniors. We go around to the different senior communities and we post up outside their community center so that they can just walk there and dispose of their unused, unwanted, and expired medication. So our youth coalition plays a really big role in our medication take-back days. They survey all the participants. We usually get about anywhere, depending on weather and other factors, anywhere from 60 to 100 participants in our medication take-back events. And the youth coalition surveys the members. They ask them how they heard about the take-back, if they know about the medication drop box, if they lock up their medication at home, and they tally it. And that's a great way to strengthen roles among your youth coalition, because you're kind of helping with their presentation skills without them getting in front of a group, or you're helping with their talking points because they have to communicate with the different community members. You're also strengthening relationships between your members, because the youth coalition now gets to meet your law enforcement sector. We always invite our National Guard. They get to meet our National Guard members and, different town employees and different police officers that we work with. The Youth Coalition also hands out incentives to all members who participate, and we always take a picture so that we can post it to recognize our results, and we always have our tablecloths out there with our branding. Our Youth Coalition is also responsible for doing the clicker during the medication take-back so that we can effectively put the number of people that we served into reach. So I want you to challenge yourself. Can you take an initiative that your coalition already implements, take a look at it, then take a look at the 6 R's of participation and kind of see, is there a way that we can strengthen this by hitting the 6 R's to participation? Can we figure out a way to strengthen relationships within our existing medication take-back events? Can we better communicate our results from our medication take-back events? So I challenge you to kind of take a step back and reassess and look at some of the initiatives that you already do. You don't necessarily have to create a new initiative to hit all the 6 R's of participation. And again, we always communicate our results. So, we've collected over 7,800 pounds of medication since the establishment of the Dropbox and the take-back events in 2014. We've recognized everyone that has been involved: law enforcement, healthcare, government, youth, media, parents, and we demonstrate how these efforts have helped us to result in a 78.2 decrease in 30-day prescription use over the past 10 years. All right, recognition and reward. So this is the fun part, right? Everyone likes to be recognized. Everyone likes rewards. Rewards are important and fun. If people aren't recognized, then they aren't going to feel valued, and then they aren't going to feel engaged or committed to the coalition. So we recognize our members in a variety of ways. At the end of each school year, we do our Say No to Drugs March, where we recognize our adult volunteers, our peer leaders, and the students who are part of our life skills training program at Pulaski Street School in 5th and 6th grade for completing the program that year. We have this wheel activity, as you can see on the screen, which we also got from Epiphany. Thanks, Epiphany. And we put our active members in it during our holiday meeting, and we spin the wheel and someone gets a prize. Pictures go a long way. If you have someone in your coalition that likes to take photos, thanks, Felicia, they can really go a long way. This picture on the top, third one in, we've had for a few years, and it's really just showing the relationships between law enforcement and students in our community. We always invite our youth coalition and our adult coalition to be part of any award that we receive for an organization, for our organization or for our coalition. We received an award during the Riverhead Country Fair from the Daughters of the American Revolution for our work with community service. If our youth coalition does something great, like a presentation, we ask the town if they can receive a proclamation. We have a recognition luncheon at the end of every school year where we recognize our adult volunteers and our coalition members, and they receive certificates either by the supervisor of our town or by someone on our board of directors. We have fun meetings. We have coalition swag. If you have DFC funding, you can buy coalition swag. This is a great way to get your branding out and also to recognize your members for their hard work. You know, I know a lot of us have tight budgets, but not everything that we do has to be expensive. A thank you note to people can go a really long way. You can get a lot of mileage out of one photo, one note, one member of the month article. So just, again, you know, recognition, rewards, and communicating your results. Communicating your results is really important. You know, in this photo, we got 423 pounds of medication. That's great. If you got 40 pounds of medication, that's amazing too. Communicate those results. Use your website. Use your social media page, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Write a press release to your local media. You know, we always do a press release before and after our medication take-back events. Make sure you announce during coalition meetings what you collected. Have one of your coalition members who is there who helped you report out on that meeting, saying how much pounds you collected and how many pounds you've collected to date, okay? Anything is a success. It doesn't have to be big. All right, having fun and celebrating is important. So I want you to take a second and think. Do your coalition members look like this at meetings? Are they smiling? Are they having fun? Okay, so if they're not, then maybe there's something that you can do to change that. So at the end of every year, we have our Riverhead Community Coalition Holiday Party and Jeopardy Smackdown. So we take photos of it and we post them. It's a very competitive meeting, and basically we play Jeopardy, and the Jeopardy all has to do with different things that we've done this year, different activities, member of the month, stuff like that. My favorite new thing that we did this year was we added audio clips, and it was just different audio clips of our members who were saying something about the coalition during a video that we did, and then the members had to guess whose voice it was. So it's very competitive. Sorry, Sean, that you lost again this year. So, you know, let's be real, our work is draining, and sometimes things happen along the way that drain us. Having fun will improve teamwork, building trusting relationships. It's going to increase member retention. Happy and satisfied members will increase productivity. It's going to increase motivation. It's going to result in less stress and more satisfaction. So take some time and really think about what type of environment you want to create for your members so that it is a great place and that they are working with people that they want to work with. So some takeaways and lessons learned from everything that we've done over the course of years to really engage our members. Hitting all 6 R's of participation will transform your coalition from good to extraordinary. Building capacity and increasing collaboration requires patience, consistency, and a positive attitude. I'm going to stress it again. This isn't going to happen over the course of days or weeks. It's going to happen over the course of you being consistent and persistent over the course of years. It's important to create a welcoming atmosphere for your members so that they want to come to meetings, so that they want to participate. Identify and address barriers to participation and success. We all find them. We all have them. Try to figure out what yours are and how you can address them. Try to think outside the sector box and get to know members as individuals. The sticky note activity is a great way to get to know your members as individuals, and so that you can use their unique contributions and skills and apply them to coalition work. Provide incentives, cross-promote, and recognize both participants and partners for all of your coalition initiatives. Have fun and celebrate outcomes. It's very important to always take a step back and have fun. It's not always a straight path. You know, right now what we're going through is different than anything we've ever seen, and we've had to kind of change the way that we've done coalition work over the past week. And lastly, with the takeaways, is that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So again, many of the things that we do could be done faster if we did them just by coalition staff, but that's not what it's about, right? Because if coalition staff is doing all the work, then you're not going to have sustainable community change. So if you want to go far and you want to be effective as a coalition, you have to do it together, even if it takes more time, even if you have to take a step back and do trainings and stuff like that. That's what it's about. So before I end, I know when I was doing webinars last week, I was interested to know what people are doing right now during this time that we'd never been through and how they're continuing to engage their members throughout this time that most of us are spending at home. So here are a few different strategies that we've come up with in the past week. And again, this is new for us too. So we appreciate if you guys could share with us as well anything that you're doing during this time. So we will continue to identify innovative and collaborative ways to engage our coalition members and community partners. We're going to continue doing our Member of the Month. We're going to highlight past members of the month. We'll keep working with people from home to highlight our different sectors. I did a coalition member survey a few days ago. So in this coalition member survey, I asked our members, are they interested in doing a coalition and coffee check-in? What time of day works best for them? Are they interested in participating in a few webinars delivered by coalition staff? Are they interested in delivering a few webinars for our members? And then I asked them if they have any ideas as well. So I had about 10 people who completed that survey, and hopefully I'll get a few more within the next few days so that we can develop a cohesive plan for coalition check-ins and a webinar for our members or a series of webinars. Cynthia and I have also been working with our youth coalition to engage them during this time as well. So we came up with a fun challenge for them where they will submit a video, audio, written word, or photo showing how they chose to live why they choose to live a substance-free life, especially during this time. And we're going to give out a prize for doing so. We're utilizing Google Classrooms for this and Zoom meetings for our webinars. And this is a great time to really step back and reassess. Think about some of the activities and examples that I gave today, and think about how you can go forth and really hit these 6 R's of participation so that you can effectively engage your members. You can also complete the 6 R's worksheet, which I'm going to briefly show you on the next page. And most importantly, take care of yourself. Make sure that you're staying healthy mentally and physically. That's what's really important right now, is just making sure that we prioritize the safe and health of our community. All right, so this activity was something that I was planning on doing with our coalition members before all this happened, and I think that we're still going to do it, but we're just going to do it online. So it's just the 6 R's again, and you're having coalition members talk about what we're already doing now. So recognition, what do we do now to recognize member leadership? What could we do? Respect, what do we do now to demonstrate respect for our members and their varied backgrounds? What could we do? Roles, what do we do now to clarify new member roles? What could we do? Relationships, what do we do now to foster relationships in our partnership? What could we do? Reward, what do we do now to reward members for their participation? And results, what do we do now to share our successes with partners in the community? And again, so this is a great way to come up with new fun initiatives to engage members and to attract more members, but it's also giving your members talking points as to what you're already doing to hit these 6 R's so that they can effectively communicate this with other people. All right, so that's all I have. So thank you everyone for listening. I really appreciate it, and I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. And I'm just gonna open it up now. I see that the chat has some comments and questions. So